All right, today we're going to break down a really powerful framework called the High Performance Operating System. If you've ever felt like you have all this potential bottled up, but you just can't find the right structure to actually unlock it, well, this is for you.
Man, this quote just hits home, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling we all get, knowing you're capable of more, but feeling like consistent growth is always somehow just out of reach. And that's the exact gap this system is built to close.
So that space between what you know you can do and what you actually do, it has a name, the potential performance gap. It's that frustrating place where you know you're capable of great things, but your daily actions don't quite reflect that. And honestly, this is the point where most of our efforts to change just fall apart. And here's why that gap exists. When you don't have a solid system, your effort goes everywhere, right? Your motivation is like a wave. It's up, it's down, you can't really rely on it. And the result? Progress that's totally inconsistent. I'm sure that sounds familiar to a lot of us. This is where the whole idea shifts. The system suggests that we stop trying to ride that motivation wave, and instead we install a new operating system for ourselves, a real structured framework for how we function every single day. So here's the official definition. The keywords here are structured and consistently. This is not just a list of life hacks you find online. It's a process of becoming. Think of it like a fundamental upgrade to the software you're running on. And this is where the system kind of flips the usual self-help model on its head. Instead of chasing results, it says, let's focus on identity first. Who are you becoming? The core belief is that once you nail down the person you need to be, the right actions and the right results, they just naturally follow. And this isn't random. It's a very precise 6-step sequence. It's like a set of dominoes. It all starts with clarity about your direction. That informs the identity you need to build. That identity sets your standards, which then drives your execution. Execution delivers results, which ultimately grows your leadership. See how each step just knocks over the next? So that's the what. Now let's get into the how. How do you actually install this new operating system? Well, the whole thing is framed as a guided installation process, designed to take you from just knowing the theory to actually putting it into practice. The entire process is bundled into what's called a potential activation kit. And I gotta say, I love that framing. It's not about learning something new, it's about activating something that's already in there. The whole goal is to bridge that gap between knowing what to do, actually doing it, and finally just being that person. And these are the core tools in that kit. You've got the main blueprint for the operating system itself, and then you have this 7-day challenge, which is designed to really kickstart your momentum. We're about to see exactly how these two work together. And here it is, the installation map. This is basically the visual guide for the entire process. It lays out a super clear path from just understanding the system to truly establishing a brand new identity. So let's walk through it. So that whole map really boils down to 3 core actions. First, you get the blueprint from the main manual. Second, you build some real-world momentum with the 7-day challenge. And third, you install a new identity by defining what they call your lead role. Now, this transition from just building momentum to actually installing a new identity, this is the most critical part of the whole transformation. It's where the system moves from something you do to something you are. So, what's the whole point of the 7-day challenge? It's not about learning more stuff. It's about building proof. For 7 days, you prove to yourself through small, consistent actions that you can follow through. That proof becomes the foundation for everything else. Let's just compare the 2 action phases real quick. The 7-day challenge is all about building proof. It proves you can act consistently. It builds belief. The lead role, on the other hand, is the next level. It takes that belief and helps you define how you're going to live and who you are fundamentally becoming. This quote just nails that shift in mindset. It's no longer about wishing for things. It's about making a fundamental decision to become the person who is naturally capable of achieving what you want. That's a true commitment to your identity. So, what does it actually look like once this entire system is installed? When you're living from this new identity, this new lead role? Well, this is the end goal. Growth stops being a struggle, It's not something you have to constantly push for anymore. Instead, it becomes your natural way of operating. It's just baked into your personal operating system.
And these are the real-world payoffs. We're not talking about abstract ideas. We're talking concrete changes. Your focus sharpens, your energy goes up, your confidence grows. You feel more in control of your time. And maybe most powerfully, you begin to trust yourself again, trusting that you'll follow through on your own promises.
And this brings us right back to the beginning. The journey starts with simply proving you can take action, but it ends with something so much more profound: the power to deliberately choose who you are becoming. It's about moving from being a passenger in your own life to being the author. Ultimately, the whole system is designed to lead you to one final, really empowering question. Once you've built that initial proof and you know you can follow through, the possibilities just explode. You're left to ask yourself, okay, if I can do this for 7 days, what else can I do?